Greetings, fellow Earthlings. 'Tis I, Chief Moquiuix, and you're back at Shamanic Awakening, where we sing, dance, laugh, cry, fart, stink, play video games, make beats, smoke weed, drop LPs, go to the beach, and channel messages for the collective. So, if it resonates with you, my friend, you know what to do. Get up in that chat. Don't be shy. Drop a comment, like, share, subscribe. But most importantly, my friend, don't you dare fight that vibe if it feels right. Without further ado, let us activate the third eye and take a dive inside, shall we? We're going to go ahead and do another new beginning. I was supposed to, I already did all the shuffling, but it's fine. New beginning spread. I'm using the Labyrinthos tarot spread for new beginnings, the Fool. So our first card here is going to represent the adventure that awaits. What new challenges are on the horizon? What aspects of my life are calling out for me to explore? Can we get a card here? Thank you, Spirit, for this beautiful soul tribe, this beautiful love, this beautiful light. Continue to guide me to be a beacon of light in the darkness. I surrender, illuminate the path I must follow. I am a vessel for unconditional love. I trust unconditionally in the divine nurturance. I am fully present. I am the energy of the cosmos. Spirit, allow me to be a clear channel for this message. See, because I shuffled it an extra time, there was one coming out. Both were cups too. Oh, okay. Let's see what we got here. The Queen of Swords. So this new adventure has to do with setting boundaries, having conviction. So I said in the last video that I was going to try and be like, like try and teach a little bit about the tarot as I go. So the swords have to do with intellect, they have to do with ideas, they have to do with communication and the logic mind. So the Queen of Swords represents conviction, complexity, a very clear mindedness, very sharp. The Queen of Swords will show you the door when your vision does not align. She's very sharp with her truth. She is very much in tune with her mind. So we're going to go ahead and pull some more cards here to get some more depth on this. So this new adventure has to do with setting boundaries. I'm getting, look at that. El pinche diablo, eh. Yeah, you see? So here's the thing about the devil. The devil serves a very, very important purpose. We have to have that duality in our existence because that's just the way that things are here, right? Like it's very 3D and we have that duality. So it's okay to dance with the devil, but you got to know where to draw the line, you feel me? And that's what the Queen of Swords is known for, drawing the line in the sand and saying this is as far as I'm going to go. So this new adventure has to do with you taking your energy, your mind, specifically your thoughts, taking control of those and not letting the devil persuade you. Wow, look at that. We double Queen of Swords. Yeah, you doing your thing, boo. And the court cards typically represent people. It doesn't matter if you're a man or a woman. We all possess that masculine, feminine energy, right? So you could be a or a non-binary human, but we all have the masculine feminine energy. So this is somebody who is in their feminine energy. They are receptive to the ideas, to the communication, to create new things. Definitely this new adventure has to do with setting clear boundaries and sticking to them. Okay, she's looking forward. She's most definitely ready to take the devil on. The devil pretty much ain't shit in this reading. He's getting sliced up at the moment. So, moving along here. where are we? Where am I at? What is the state of my life's journey right now? And what do I have to lose? We have the Five of Cups. The Five of Cups. So cups are going to represent emotion. They are going to represent intuition, relationships, feelings. This is water energy. This is air. Okay. The devil is associated with Capricorn energy. Okay. So what do we have to lose here? Well, it looks like there's going to have to be some things you walk away from. And usually when you start setting clear boundaries in life, you're going to find that some people fall off. They fall out of your life. It could be people that you love and really, you know, cherish. But when you start to have conviction, right, and you start to set clear boundaries, the people that were benefiting from you not having those things are not going to be happy. They are not going to want to hang out because guess what? They can't manipulate you anymore. They can't use you. Can we get another card here for the Five of Cups, please? What are we going to have to walk away from? Anxieties. This is the Nine of Swords. The Nine of Swords, again, the swords represent the mind, the logic. The Nine of Swords specifically represent anxiety, sleepless nights, trauma. It could be here that, so what I'm getting here is that I'm getting the energy of somebody who's like fed up with having those sleepless nights because maybe they didn't voice their true feelings. You feel me? They were like people pleasing. So what happens is that, you know, we as social creatures, as human beings, we tend to sometimes bend over backwards for the people that we love, specifically the people that we love. And what ends up happening is that we keep a lot of our true feelings inside, and it ends up manifesting as anxiety. You feel me? In negative ways, basically. So right now, it seems like somebody is starting to be like fed up with that. They're like, no more of this, man. I'm tired of being, you know, basically drained of my energy, my life force. Can we get one more card? Whoa, wee. These readings have been so magical. Wow. Two fives. Five, five. So again, the Five of Swords. So again, the swords are the mind, right? Specifically, the Five of Swords has to do with. So I'm using Labyrinthos. Labyrinthos is a very great website for learning tarot. I don't necessarily agree with their definition of the Five of Swords. To me, what the Five of Swords represents is walking away from something that is not like, okay, you're about to get into it with somebody, right? And you're like, why am I going to explain this to this person again? Like, I've already explained this to this person several times. They just want to fight. They just want to see what I do, how I react. So basically, what you do is you walk away. You choose your peace instead. Instead of fighting, you walk away because you know what? That person is going to get a kick out of your reaction either way, unless you don't give them one at all. So, again, this is like setting a clear boundary. Like, look, you know what? I'm not going to talk about this anymore. I'm out. This is giving me a headache. You know what I mean? Like, this is not what I'm about. So, yeah, somebody's definitely ready to stop letting people drain their energy and, yeah, just take advantage of their kindness and generosity, you know what I mean? So, what is the risk? What risk are we taking here? Uh, what are we putting on the line and what do we have to lose? Can we get a card here for this? I saw the Ten of Swords. What do we have to lose here? There's goose. We got the Page of Cups. So again, the court cards tend to represent people in our life. It could represent ourselves. The pages specifically are like young energies. This is like still growing, still a bit like immature. Um not in a bad way. The Page of Cups tends to represent the inner child, the dreamer, sensitivity, a happy surprise. So check it out. When you start to embody this Queen of Swords energy, my ears ringing right now. This is definitely for somebody. So listen up. When we start to embody this Queen of Swords energy, right? We start to be convicted in our beliefs. We become a little rigid. You feel me? We become a little rigid with our um, truth, right? And so something that was possibly at risk here is like losing that dreamer, um, that curious like energy. You feel me? The inner child. You tend to be like a little more mature, and I feel like the reason why the devil's here, and it's like an emphasis on the new beginning, is because, like I said before, you want to be able to, you want to keep your friends close, but your enemies closer. You feel me? And what the devil provides is that sense of playfulness, where it's like, um, I'm gonna do what I feel like doing tonight. You feel me? And what's at risk here is that playfulness. Is what I'm getting. Long story short. But can we get some confirmation on this? Oh, can we get something else? What is at risk? What are we putting on the line? What do we have to lose here? The Ace of Cups. Oh my. Okay. Oh yeah. So see, that's what I'm saying. So like a lot of cups and swords, man. That's like all we're getting. New feelings, spirituality, intuition. Okay, so yeah. So when you start to be logic, feel me? When you start to be a logic, it can be easy to lose a sense of intuition, because at that point you have your logic mind and then your emotional body kind of like clashing, right? So like your intuition, your gut will tell you something, but your logical mind will be like, well, wait a second, that makes absolute sense. But listen, the intuition doesn't have to make sense. It just knows. The body knows. You feel me? You'll get those hints. So it's wise to balance that out. You feel me? Make sure that you keep your cup full at all times is mainly our thing here. That's how the dreamer can stay dreaming. You feel me? Can we get one more card here on this risk that we're taking? The Wheel of Fortune. So the Wheel of Fortune is a major arcana. It is associated with the planet. What planet are you associated with, Wheel of Fortune? I want to say Jupiter. Leo, Taurus, Scorpio, and Aquarius. That's right. What planet are we associated with? So I want to say it's Jupiter, but I could be wrong on this, y'all. If anyone out there knows, please correct me in the comments. But nonetheless, it is associated with Leo, Taurus, Scorpio, and Aquarius. And also with changes, cycles, fate, decisive moments, luck, fortune, unexpected events. So the Wheel of Fortune is always spinning, my friend. And if you haven't noticed yet, life is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're gonna get. Just kidding. Mandela effect. That never happened. What life is about, my friends, is the ups and downs. You're always going to encounter these, my friends, no matter what. It's cyclical. We live in a cyclical nature. Everything has a beginning and an end, and it keeps going and going and going. And what the challenge is here is to make your moves when you have the opportunity, my friend. Stay prepared, stay ready, because luck is a combination of preparation and timing. You feel me? So I feel like what we're risking here by being too logic, you feel me? If we are too, like, all right, we got the double queen. So this is a very logic person. Now they're using their brain only. You feel me? So if that's the case, you're going to miss out on opportunities that were manifested through the dream, through the ability to even think those thoughts, you feel me? To attract that lucky streak, you feel me? If you are too logic, you are going to miss those serendipitous, get me using big words, moments. What is the foundation here? I don't know if y'all knew this, but I make music, and one of my lines is um I can't think because there's a TV on really loud over there. Can't even think of my lyrics, but I'm thinking of my song Star Sky. I actually have a music video for it. If y'all want to go check it out, there's a line where I say, trust the universe, let love be the guide. Luck is defined by how you seize the moment at the perfect time. Well, that's exactly what we are risking there if we choose to be too logic. Now we got the Fool here, and that is our foundation, the new beginning. Indeed, the Fool represents just that, my friend, new beginnings. Okay, innocence, a free spirit. So whenever you follow your heart and your soul's joy, people are going to look at you and be like, look at that fool. He's having so much fun and he's broke as a joke. He's such a fool, right? Like, look at this. Well, my friend, what people are actually saying is, I wish I could be so free spirited. I wish I could be in my full energy at a complete trust in the divine nurturance. That is our foundation. That is something that we have always relied on, but possibly the logic mind could have shut it off at one point. And that's why the devil is showing up here, because again, the devil plays an important part in our duality, in our dual existence, right? In our 3D dual existence. So the foundation here, what are we leaving behind on this adventure? It could be okay. So another thing the fool can represent, all right, is like people looking at you like a fool, right? When people say that, but then you end up pulling through with whatever it is that you're going after, they're like, damn, I guess I was the fool for thinking that they were the fool. You feel me? And that's what happens. People listen, if you want to do something, do it, bro, because you know what? Everybody's always going to have an opinion anyway. They're always going to talk anyway. So give them something to talk about. You feel me? Give them something to talk about. I feel like this is what we're leaving behind here is our like self-conscious, like when you're all up in your mind, you're overthinking shit. That's what we're leaving behind. Yeah, especially with the Four of Swords. The Four of Swords represents like rest, right? The mind, like being able to rest. Okay, I'm probably gonna get a call here shortly. Restoration, contemplation, exactly. Contemplation, overthinking. That's exactly what we are leaving behind, and that is what we've been relying on our whole lives. And to this point, I'm not sure that it got you very far. You feel me? Probably stopped you from taking those opportunities when they show up. Look at that, the High Priestess. So look at that, dude. There's so much water and swords here. This is like all a battle between the emotion and the logic mind. What are we leaving behind? We're leaving behind our overthinking. This is Aquarius energy, by the way, the Fool. We're leaving behind the overthinking and we're starting to trust our intuition more. I'm already going past the 15 minutes, so I'm going to kind of speed things up here a little bit, just a little bit, just a little bit. Unless y'all like this longer content, I don't mind. I think 25 minutes, 30 minutes is fine, but y'all let me know in the comments. I really want to do shit that y'all want to see, so let me know, okay? What is the warning here? Where are we vulnerable? What do we need to be alert of? What possible mistakes could be made as we set forth on our journey? Sometimes Spirit doesn't let me get the cards right away. It's like, bam, the King of I mean the King of Pentacles, y'all. Wow, wow. Yeah, this video is gonna go a little longer, and somebody's gonna have to wait a little bit while I finish this up. So the Pentacles, my friend, the first other element that we come across here, the Pentacles represent nature, the body, the material world, and stability. Coins, my friend. This could literally like translate into money. The King of Pentacles specifically is representing abundance and prosperity and security. So, I think what we need to be aware of here is that we're about to come into some doskies, and well, let's pull some more cards here before I elaborate here. What about the King of? It could be a person too that you're coming across to possibly be aware, be alert. We got the Page of Swords. Interesting. More swords. What do you know? The Page of Swords is going to represent curiosity, um, restlessness, and mental energy. I'm still not quite grasping the warning here. So let's pull our last card. Just want one card, please. One card here for the Page of Swords and the King of Cups. So far, what I'm getting right now is that there is some wealth that we are going to be stumbling into, okay? And possibly losing our sense of curiosity. Like you end up having like so much resources that you kind of like don't know what to do with it, and it kind of like matures you in a certain way. It it makes you um yeah, like grow up really fast. And then the Star, more Aquarius energy here. Yeah, you see, okay, so look, this is what the warning is. Where are we vulnerable? Where do we need to be alert? What possible mistakes could we make? Okay, so when you come into this abundance, this prosperity, it could be likely that you start to lose your sense of curiosity, and therefore you lose your faith, your North Star, your direction, your Magician at the bottom of the deck. That's confirmation. So, yeah, so what you want to make sure doesn't happen is that you lose your sense of wonder, your sense of direction too, like what you stand for spiritually, your faith, what do you believe in? And then the final card, which represents a helping hand, we have the Ace of Wands, another first of the four elements that shows up in this reading. The wands represent energy, willpower, creativity, drive, movement. Specifically, the Ace of Wands is going to represent um wait, the Ace of Wands is going to represent new creative endeavors, willpower, inspiration. So basically, where should I trust? What resources or knowledge do I have at my disposal? Well, you have a great sense of creativity. That's probably stemming from your logic mind to be able to solve problems, you feel me? So that's going to be your helping hand. Trust your creativity in those problem solving situations, you feel me? Can I get another card here for the Ace of Wands, please, on the helping hand? What resources do we have? The Seven of Cups. The Seven of Cups is going to indicate options, dreams, searching for purpose and choices, daydreaming. So, we should definitely pay attention to our daydreams, okay? And make our choices carefully. Everything that shines isn't always gold, my friend. Look at that, the Seven of Swords. Do not overshare. Because when you start winning like that, dude, when you start to come up and you start to become abundant and prosperous, there's going to be situations, people that don't necessarily have your best interest in mind. And these are times when we want to kind of strategize, do what it takes to win, you feel me? And stay winning, stay on top. Meaning oversharing is not going to be, you know, that's not going to be something that you want to do. You want to kind of keep to yourself, um, but still remain like, you know, expressive in your creativity. You feel me? 2 7s, by the way. Just pointing that out. 2 5s. 2 Queen of Swords. We got a bunch of doubles, bro. Um, we got Pisces, Aquarius. Aquarius. We have those 4 signs. I think it was Leo, Taurus, Aquarius, and forget the fourth one, but for the Wheel of Fortune. And then I'm not sure, but if please correct me in the comments, y'all. The planet Jupiter, and then the Devil, Capricorn, and then at the bottom of the deck we have the 8 of Cups, which represents leaving, you know, having to walk away from something that no longer serves its higher purpose, releasing something that does not serve a higher purpose in your life. By the way, we got a dope banger called Release. Me and the homie Iridescent Rose, who I'm going to talk to, see if I could play her music while I do these readings. We got the Justice card, which has to do with balance, which has to do with um, just yeah, justice, the cause and effect and clarity, the truth, right? So like I said, once you start setting boundaries with people, you're going to have to walk away, or they're going to walk away from you because they can no longer manipulate you, take advantage of you. We got the Hermit at the bottom of the deck, which is Virgo energy. This is about introspection. This is about trusting your inner light to be your compass, going within. Okay. Libra energy with the Justice card. Can we get a shaman's dream here? Look at that, bro. Yeah, these decisions that you're making here from this clarity, this conviction with the Queen of Swords are going to lead to luck and the right timing, my friend. The fortune's wheel. Remember, stay prepared so that you can take those opportunities when they present themselves. The bottom of the deck, we got clarity, a tidy house, clarity and organization. So it could be that either you keep your stuff that way, or it's time to do a little bit of organizing in your area. You feel me? Where you do your work or whatnot, your shop. You feel me? Can we get a sacred symbol here to wrap things up? Yeah, we're gonna be at 30 minutes here. I hope y'all enjoy it. If you want me to keep them shorter, y'all let me know in the comments. I really don't know unless you tell me what exactly it is that you want. So to the 4 people that watched this video and liked it, thank you. And let me know, dude. Talk to me. I'd love to get to know what you would like so we can work together. Magic, bro. Flipping magic, bro. That's what I'm talking about.
Yup. Hello, baby girl.
Hey, yo. I got some sound effects. We got courage at the bottom of the deck. Yeah, it takes courage, man. It takes courage to step into your magic and start taking those you know, those leaps of faith. So cheers to you. Look at you go. Proud of you. Let me know in the comments, by the way, if this resonates. Like, what's going on? This is great energy, by the way. We got 2 cards here. We got polarity. Remember I told you about that duality? Exactly. Exactly. And then we got dissonance again. That was there yesterday. It's like kind of having the so this is the number 11, by the way, and this is the number 2. And at the bottom we got the number 7, mystical power. So kind of having a little delulu about your salulu is going to be your, so again, not letting the logic mind completely take over, but definitely help you navigate those boundaries. At the dice, we got Gemini, the sun, and the 11th house. Gemini represents communication, so clearly communicating your boundaries, right? The 11th house represents community, collective friendship, okay? Earned wealth, philanthropy, Could be that you want to invest in stuff. Cheers to you, my friend. I hope you do. The sun represents Leo. It represents the self, the ego, confidence, our the way that we show up in the world and present ourselves. That's it. That's what I have for you today, my friends. Thank you so much. Namaste, Stellar, you beautiful souls. Hasta luego. Be good to yourself. Be good to others. And I'll see you on the next one.